We instinctively drop events into one of two buckets, a blessing or a curse. But look how those paths move over a decade. Have you faced a total disaster that became the exact requirement for your biggest win? This is a look at the physics of perspective. We're going to see why the human viewpoint is often too narrow to grasp the actual trajectory of our lives. Our obsession with controlling every outcome is built on a shaky foundation. We are making permanent judgments based on incomplete data. Consider an old story about Yamraj, the god of death. He sent a divine messenger to Earth with a specific order: bring back the soul of a widowed mother who had 3 young children. Seeing the children's distress, the messenger chose to rebel. He decided leaving the mother alive was the only way to protect them. He returned to the heavens completely alone. Yamraj's anger was rooted in the messenger's overreach. The messenger assumed his brief moment of empathy provided a clearer view of the future than the universe's own design. For this, the messenger was stripped of his divinity and banished to Earth. He was told he could only return once he had laughed at his own stupidity exactly 3 times. This exile is the human experience. We move through life with a restricted view, waiting to see just how little we actually know. The messenger landed on Earth during a brutal winter. A poor shoemaker found him, and despite having almost nothing, gave up his own family's clothing budget to buy the stranger a blanket and a place to sleep. When they got home, the shoemaker's wife was livid. She was paralyzed by the cost, seeing the messenger only as a drain on their already thin resources. In the middle of her shouting, the messenger let out his first laugh. He laughed because she couldn't see the reality of the room. She was terrified of losing a few coins while standing inches away from a divine source of prosperity. Her house was about to see a level of wealth she couldn't even imagine. When we focus entirely on what we might lose in the short term, we effectively blind ourselves to the massive shifts in fortune that are already unfolding. The messenger stayed and worked. He used his celestial precision to turn the shoemaker's tiny stall into the most famous business in the country. One day, an official from the emperor's court arrived with a rare, priceless piece of leather. He demanded a pair of boots so sturdy and durable they would last a lifetime. The messenger took the leather and laughed for the second time. He didn't make the boots. Instead, he cut the leather into soft, thin slippers used only for dressing a body in a morgue. The shoemaker thought they were dead men, but the messenger knew something the emperor didn't. The man who ordered lifetime boots would be dead before the sun went down. We spend years planning for a future that we assume is guaranteed, often forgetting that our personal timelines are rarely under our control. Years later, 3 young women entered the shop. They were wealthy, educated, and accompanied by an adoptive mother who clearly adored them. The messenger recognized them instantly. These were the 3 orphans whose biological mother he had tried to save years before. Look at Path A. If the messenger had won, the mother's survival meant raising these girls in crushing poverty. But the universe followed Path B. Orphaned, they were adopted into a wealthy, loving family. The tragedy was the exact event required for their happiness. What we label a disaster is often just a necessary piece of a much larger, much better outcome that we haven't seen yet. The messenger laughed a 3rd time, a laugh of total surrender. He finally saw how little he understood, and with that, his divinity returned. These 3 laughs illustrate the gaps in our own logic: our panic over what we lack, our assumptions about our time, and believing we can outthink fate. Think about the setbacks in your life right now. Stop trying to decide if they are good or bad. You simply don't have enough information to know yet. Accept your perspective is limited. Focus on the work in front of you. Do it with love, and let the board reveal itself in time.